Hey folks, Alan Saunders. Welcome to another Steelers Now Steelers practice report. Today we just wrapped up the 13th practice training camp. Is that right here at St. Vincent College? We are almost done, folks. We had a huge crowd here for a Sunday afternoon practice, and then we've just got a couple more of these. Another practice Monday, an off day Tuesday, practice Wednesday, and then the Steelers will break camp and leave Latrobe and head back to Pittsburgh for that joint practice against the Buffalo Bills. So we're in the home stretch of training camp here after the first week of preseason, and Mike Tomlin called today's practice session sort of a get-back day, right? You take the preseason game, you digest it, you look at the film, you see what you liked, what you didn't like, what you did well, what you didn't do well, and now you're going to come back in and see how you can make adjustments to those things that cropped up as problems. Obviously, the big one that we all saw in that game was the center quarterback exchange, specifically between Nate Herbig and Justin Fields. Didn't see any problems there today. I think Kyle Allen and Ryan McCollum had a bad one, but nothing with the first or second team. But we did see Zach Frazier working in with the first team a little bit for the first time this camp. Mike Tomlin said, look, he's got his feet wet, first game in. He's got some tape to look at and learn from now. It's reasonable to expect him to get better. We want to give him the opportunity to do that. And so I would say arrow up for Zach Frazier right now. And his chances of being able to pass Nate Herbig for that starting center job between the mishaps we saw in the game, and not that I think they were all Herbig's fault. I think they were mostly on Justin Fields, but it's about getting things done cleanly as a unit, and we'll see if Frazier's able to do that. It looks like he's going to get a lot of run in this Saturday's second preseason game against the Buffalo Bills. A couple injury notes. Mike Tomlin said that Troy Fautanu will not play in that game, but they are relatively optimistic about him making a short return, not ruling him out for the season opener yet, but I would say I'm a little bit skeptical of a rookie at this stage in his career. Not even sure that he was going to be a starter, even if he hadn't been injured. And now with the injury, it sure looks like when the Steelers fly to Atlanta on September 8th, we're going to see Dan Moore Jr. at left tackle, Broderick Jones at right tackle. Jones worked almost exclusively at right tackle today after doing a lot of flip-flopping last week. Elsewhere, Keanu Benton did not practice today with that eye injury suffered in-game, but it does not appear that it is a long-term thing, and he should be back sooner rather than later. A couple other guys who were held out of that game, like Roman Wilson, Alex Highsmith, also still not practicing. And then it was a vet day for a couple of guys like Dante Jackson. DeMarvin Leal actually got mostly repped out. He's been taking a ton of reps between his work at defensive tackle and then also coming back around and working as the third-team outside linebacker. He got mostly the team periods off today. Two guys working their right back, Cordarelle Patterson and Dean Lowry, had their first practice today. Patterson was taken off the NFI list on Friday, Lowry off the PUP list just before practice today. And those two guys did only individual work as they are working their way up towards full practice participation. But I would say both of those vets probably still with a green light for week one at this point, unless they have some kind of setback. In practice injuries, cornerback Kalen Barnes had a quad injury, wide receiver Tariq Black with a hamstring injury. That left things pretty thin at wide receiver, and John Rice Plumlee was like, you know what, I'll go do it. Went over there and caught a couple passes. A really nice day for him. Back to sort of the theme, Mike Tomlin talking about this being a get-back day, and nobody needed a get-back day more than Quez Watkins, who certainly did not cover himself in glory in the punt return part of his game on Friday night, and then it was pretty quiet other than that. Quez had his best day of practice by far. He caught a huge 50 air yard pass from Justin Fields down the left sideline. Many other catches. When I look back at my notes, it's just 16 over and over and over again. I thought he had his best day at practice and maybe the best single day for any Steelers wide receiver all training camp. I asked Mike Tomlin about it. He said he needed a day like that. Quez Watkins said he hadn't returned a punt in a game situation since like his freshman or sophomore year in high school. It's not something that's been part of his game. He's trying to add to it. The team was willing to let him give it a shot. Obviously, it didn't go very well. He feels like he's learned some things, so we might see him get another chance. We might not, although I do expect the starting return men like Calvin Austin, Cordarelle Patterson, Jalen Warren to be more involved in the second and third preseason games as we go forward. Dante Jackson being out, the Corey Trice was with the starting corners. Trice, I thought, had a pretty good day, and Mike Tomlin said, look, there's nothing wrong with Dante Jackson. We just want to get a look at some other guys. Trice and Darius Rush, the two guys he specifically mentioned. A little bit of a tougher day for Rush. He gave up the big pass to Watkins. I thought Corey Trice looked really good, and arrow continues to be up on him after he made his Steelers preseason debut on Friday night. New guys, we got two new players signed over the weekend, and both of them were in practice today. Not a lot to take away from their performance, but they are here. And I think that's pretty much all I got. It was a good practice. No pads today, so I predict that we will have pads here on Monday before the off day Tuesday. Stick with Steelers Now and make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications here on the YouTube channel so you don't miss a thing. I'll have another Steelers Morning Rush to lead off Monday morning, and then another practice report, sights and sounds, and of course Steelers Afternoon Drive with myself and Zachary Smith. So we'll see you around. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.